The 1973 Arab-Israeli War, also known as the Yom Kippur War, was a significant conflict that began on October 6, 1973, when Egypt and Syria launched a coordinated surprise attack on Israel. The roots of the 1973 war lie in the unresolved tensions following the 1967 Six-Day War, where Israel decisively defeated Arab forces, capturing the Sinai Peninsula and Gaza Strip from Egypt, the Golan Heights from Syria, and the West Bank and East Jerusalem from Jordan. These territorial losses humiliated Arab nations, particularly Egypt and Syria, who sought to reclaim their lands and restore national pride. Egyptian President Anwar Sadat, who succeeded Gamal Abdel Nasser in 1970, faced domestic pressure to reverse the 1967 defeat. Sadat aimed to reclaim the Sinai Peninsula and reopen the Suez Canal, which had been closed since 1967, crippling Egypt's economy. He also sought to break the diplomatic stalemate, believing a military operation, even if not fully victorious, could force Israel to negotiate. Syrian President Hafez al-Assad aimed to recapture the Golan Heights, a strategically vital area. Syria coordinated closely with Egypt to maximize the impact of a joint attack. Israel, buoyed by its 1967 victory, underestimated Arab military capabilities. Intelligence failures and overconfidence in its defenses, such as the Bar-Lev line along the Suez Canal, left Israel vulnerable. The war was influenced by superpower rivalry. The Soviet Union supported Egypt and Syria with arms and advisors, while the United States backed Israel. Both superpowers sought to expand their influence in the Middle East. The war began on October 6, 1973, coinciding with Yom Kippur, the holiest day in the Jewish calendar, when Israel was at a low state of military readiness. The choice of date, combined with Ramadan for Muslims, also aimed to catch Israel off guard. At 2 p.m., Egyptian forces launched a massive artillery barrage across the Suez Canal, targeting the Bar-Lev line, a chain of Israeli fortifications. Egyptian engineers used high-pressure water cannons to breach the sand walls of the Bar-Lev line, allowing rapid advancement. Within hours, Egypt established bridgeheads in the Sinai, overwhelming Israeli defenses, which were manned by only about 450 soldiers along the canal. The Egyptian strategy focused on securing a foothold east of the canal, using anti-tank missiles, like the Soviet At-3 Sagar, to counter Israeli armor. Syria launched an assault on the Golan Heights with around 1,400 tanks, outnumbering Israel's 180 tanks in the region. Syrian forces advanced under cover of heavy artillery and SAM batteries, which limited Israeli air support. By October 7, Syrian troops had penetrated deep into the Golan, threatening to break through to the Jordan Valley. Israel was caught unprepared, with many soldiers on leave for Yom Kippur. Intelligence warnings of an imminent attack were dismissed by Israeli leadership, particularly military intelligence chief Eli Zira, who believed Egypt and Syria lacked the capability for war. Israel scrambled to mobilize its reserves, a process that took critical hours. Initial counterattacks in the Sinai and Golan were disorganized and suffered heavy losses due to Arab anti-tank and anti-aircraft systems. Egypt's surprise assault overwhelmed the Bar-Lev line, advancing 10 to 15 kilometers into Sinai. Israeli counterattacks faced heavy losses from anti-tank missiles, showcasing a new era of warfare. Israel regrouped, halting Egyptian advances. Sadat's costly push beyond SAM coverage led to massive tank losses. Operation Abiri Halav, a daring Suez Canal crossing, then encircled Egypt's Third Army, threatening Cairo. A UN ceasefire took effect, but the conflict reshaped the region. Casualties were immense. Israel suffered 2,800 killed, 8,800 wounded, Egypt 5,000 to 15,000 killed, 25,000 wounded. The 1973 Yom Kippur War was a transformative event demonstrating the volatility of the Arab-Israeli conflict and the global stakes involved. While Egypt and Syria failed to achieve their full territorial goals, the war forced Israel to take Arab military power seriously and catalyze diplomatic efforts, particularly between Egypt and Israel, reshaping the region's dynamics. Share your thoughts on this conflict and subscribe for more insights into pivotal moments that shaped our world.